So you want to differentiate me from our first guest? It's simple. Over Christmas, I read a pretty good book. Busy, she was writing one. Janet Jax is back from Goodness Me. Happy New Year, welcome back.
Oh, thank you, Ted. It's great to be back.
Fabulous holiday?
Fabulous holiday, and so glad to have the writing part behind me and now to hold that in my hands. That's just so exciting.
Hey, listen, let's tell everybody, because I'm not letting away a secret. You and your 10 grandchildren?
Yes.
Celebrated Christmas?
Yes, and the rest of the family. So we have 10 grandchildren. The oldest is 7,
Yeah.
and the youngest is just a newborn. So it's a little hectic. They're all together, but it's a lot of fun.
So there is something to be said for eating properly. Discover the power of food, the 10-week plan to transform your life. So it's a diet book, right?
No, never diet again. I don't believe in diets. Never, honestly. Diets don't work. You're just fighting all the time. You're always trying to bring your willpower into play so you can do what you think you should do. So you decide with your head, but then your body says, you've got to eat something now, and it just doesn't happen. So I explain why diets don't work and how there's a better way, and that the weight comes off as a side benefit of getting healthy. So if you just focus on eating more of the things that you should and nourishing yourself to health, amazing things happen, and one of those is weight loss without trying.
Now, you use the phrase, what, food is neutral?
Food is not neutral.
Oh, sorry.
Food is not neutral. So whatever you ate for breakfast or lunch, whatever you're having for dinner tonight, whenever you eat, this is information for your cells. It tells your cells how to create energy or not, how to communicate to one another, what kind of hormone function you're going to have. So the food informs your body how to behave, and we don't understand that. If we did, we would know that if we eat the right food, the body starts behaving in amazing ways. I just had a staff member say to me 2 days ago, he said, you know, I started in the fall to use these principles. He said, I've lost 30 pounds. I'm not doing anything to lose weight. I've lost 30 pounds. He couldn't believe that.
So if I get up this morning and I have my juice and I have my cup of tea and I have some oatmeal, am I telling my body, because that's pretty good what I took in, am I telling my body that they should come to expect that?
It's not the worst breakfast, but it's not the best breakfast, because that breakfast is going to spike your glucose and produce too much insulin, and you're going to feel good for a while and have a downward crash, and you're going to get hungry too soon, and then you're going to be eating again. You can't burn up all that fuel sitting behind a steering wheel, sitting in a chair, working at a desk. It's too much fuel too fast for a sedentary lifestyle. I'm not saying you're always sedentary,
No.
but when you're doing something like this, you have to be.
No, but discover the power of food, and it's the question I've always have. Do I have to hate eating to be healthy?
Absolutely not. The thing that I want people to understand is that when you eat the right food, the food that is informing your body how to behave, you love it more. The recipes taste better because you're putting more fat, more salt, more goodness, more real food. The recipes taste fantastic, the food is so enjoyable, and you'll actually find that there's a freedom in eating, and unhealthy food relationships will fall away.
Now, I love fruits, I love vegetables. I'm using myself as an example. I love the occasional chocolate bar and things like that.
Me too.
Will I get to the point?
Me too.
If I'm using food and I guess as fuel and I'm using it properly, am I getting to the point where my body is going to say, hey, you know, there's sugar in carrots and things like that, and will it get used to that source?
Absolutely, because you know we think we focus on the sugar in carrots, but we forget that we're eating almost 3 pounds of sugar a week, not from carrots.
Right.
So I personally wouldn't really worry about that. That's splitting hairs, because you're not going to eat too many carrots. There's other things you will eat too much of. But as for the chocolate, I love chocolate. I don't crave chocolate. There's a difference between loving and enjoying a food and craving it. A craving's a sign your metabolism isn't healthy. But enjoying it, that's what we should do. Food
Right.
should be nourishment, and it should be enjoyable.
I heard a Dr. Oz program recently, and he talked about the fact of what he does with things like carbs. He'll replace potatoes with cauliflower.
Yes.
And purees cauliflower.
Yes.
Is that the kind of idea I'm going to
That's
get
the
out
kind
of
of
this?
idea.
Okay.
You can do that, and it's very enjoyable, and so the food should taste good. It should also speak to your body in a way that your body says, yes, I
Right.
feel great. I have energy. And when that happens, when that energy rises, then you know you're doing things right.
Okay, so I can get the book at Goodness Me. Janet Jax is staying with us because there's a 10-week program we're going to talk about when we come back. So, yeah, discover the power of food. We're going to keep discovering with Janet Jax when we return right here, only in Rogers, Inside Brand. Hey, discover the power of food. The author is to my left. She's Janet Jacks from Goodness Me. Of course, you find them right over on West Street where the fast food place used to be. It's kind of ironic. If you drop in, welcome back, by the way. Life Watchers, 10-week healthy living course, the winter 2014 variety. If this isn't a diet, how come I'm going to accomplish something in 10 weeks?
I just want to say, first of all, it's not a diet.
Right.
It's not about dieting. It's about a lifestyle change, principles that you can then take forward and use for the rest of your life. And it's about eating good food, enjoying food, exploring recipes, but also understanding a little bit of the why, enough of the why that you know why, and more of the what and how so you can actually do it. So it's helping people make those changes over 10 weeks because we can't change everything. If we decide tomorrow I'm going to do everything, we get discouraged. So over 10 weeks, one change at a time, over 10 weeks. And it's amazing what happens, and you really get inspired by people in the classroom. You hear their stories, you share recipes and ideas, you get to ask questions of the teacher, and we also have so many success stories. Now the good news for people here in Brantford is this course is available in Brantford, and there are so many cities that say bring that here, and can't, but we do have it here in Brantford.
Now, the thing I want, and again, I make me the guinea pig. I do this. I do radio work for a hockey team. I work 9 to 5 for the Brant News on the road. My wife works a different schedule from me, and I've got 2 others at home working on different schedules. Can this fit into a life like that?
It can. The book Discover the Power of Food is a reflection of some of the success stories that people have had in the 10-week program.
Right.
And one of the stories is about an airline stewardess. Her day begins at 4 a.m. Her husband's on a different schedule, and just what she has done to create the lifestyle, to create the help that she wants. So we showed her how, and now she goes out and she does that in the middle of her busy life. And she has to think about, what food can I take to my country of destination?
Yeah.
She can't just pack the same thing every day because she has to think about where she's going to be traveling that day.
I just think of the simple logistics. If one of us is home, of being able to make something that can be used the next day.
Well, now soup's a great idea,
okay.
And it's a great idea for the winter as well. Because
but it's got to be homemade because I know the processed
yes.
soups I get in my normal store. They're not full of fats, but they're full of salt.
They don't have the healthy ingredients
right.
because the idea is to make it cheap, taste good and cheap, and not necessarily good for you. So homemade soup, it's great when you reheat it. It keeps well. At different dinner times, it can still be hot and ready. The crock pot's another great way, making stews and chilies and things like that. But there's lots of great ideas in here for making fast food that's real food, and some things that I used in raising 5 kids, running a business, got to have healthy food on the table in a hurry. So I know about challenges like that.
Every time you're here, I think I ask you this question, so I'm going to ask it again. Do I have to go get a bank loan to be able to afford to eat this way?
No, you do not. I believe you can eat a lot better for the same money if you just understand what your goals are and what it is you're trying to achieve. And there are certain things that cost more. For example, good oils, good protein foods, these cost a little more, but there's a lot of things you won't be buying, and you won't get so hungry. In fact, research is showing that the average person is eating 400 extra calories, actually 440, so almost 2,000 calories more per day for a family of 4 when they eat the wrong food. So if you start eating the right food, you're going to eat better food, less of it, and you're going to eat better and spend the same.
Let's see, Jen, if I can ask the question properly. Am I going to get maybe a bigger volume of intake but less calories?
You're going to get more nutrients, and
right.
you're not going to worry about calories.
But I'm talking about being full.
You don't have to count it. You will be full.
Right.
You will be satisfied. We won't worry about calories.
Right.
It's about eating the nourishment your body needs and feeling satisfied. And when you feel satisfied for hours, you aren't tempted to eat again.
Are there certain foods that our body just burns better?
There are certain foods your body wants.
Right.
It wants a lot of nutrients, and some of them we aren't getting in great supply.
My body wants a lot of sugar so far. So
well, once you start giving it what it really needs,
right.
it won't want the sugar the same.
So before we run out of time, when's this going to kick off, Life
This
Watchers?
is happening 2 weeks from tomorrow,
right.
so it's the 23rd of January. It's 2 Thursdays classes, one in the afternoon from 1 till 2:30, and one in the evening from 6:30 to 8. Hour and a half a week, 10 weeks, and you'll be a new person.
Grandma, thanks for coming in. Have a happy 2014.
Thank you very much.
Janet Jacks from Goodness Me. Sid Bolton's coming up next, only on Rogers Inside Brant.